I'm retarded. I thought I couldn't use microphone. I forgot the text box automatically clears. I don't know why it matched for that. This route is no manual super swim because I didn't practice Bomb Island swim. It's faster to super swim to Bomb Island because you can get an empty bottle without having to talk to Medley and go through a bunch of cutscenes. But you need to practice a swim to go 3 quadrants south for it. Quality 6 a.m. gameplay right here. Also, 1019 memory block is so OP, it saves faster than anything I've ever seen. Are y'all ready for an extremely bad sword tutorial? Come on, hit, please. What? That didn't quick parry? That's the problem with trying to get quick parry, is that you either get it or you do it like 3 frames too early. I think the controls to me probably feel weird. Because, ow. Because this is a Smash controller and it's probably not optimized for GameCube games. These things are like $120 now. It's ridiculous because they costed $30 new. Half of doing outset is pretty much just rolling. In case y'all were wondering how I was able to grab that rupee through the log, in this game you can pick up stuff with your sword, like joy pendants, rupees, hearts, and other objects. So if you spin attack, your sword can go through short stuff like some logs, and can pick it up through it. Which means you don't have to spend like 30 seconds crawling through that. No. I'm streaming. The joys of living at home with my parents. In case y'all were wondering, she was giving me some of my laundry. That audio distortion is proof that I have a shitty $7 Chinese knockoff Easy Cap. One of these days I'm gonna pick up a GB USB 2 because they don't distort audio like this knockoff Easy Cap. I almost talked to the pot lady. So glad I avoided that. There's gonna be a room in Forsaken Fortress where you have to use a barrel to get past 2 moblins. If I get caught the first time, I'm just gonna do noob strats the second time for marathon safety. Nice drive. Stop. Thank you. I got a drive roll, and then rolled into the ladder. A fun fact about this rope right here is that the text on English is so slow that even if you mash perfectly, Nico does an extra swing like this. On Japanese, he doesn't do that last swing because the text is faster because there's less of it. Did I just do a regrab? Open the chest, please. Thank you. If you do a one-frame match there, you can skip that cutscene, but it's extremely difficult in real time. You could do it easily in a test, because in a test you just go back and fix your mistake if you make one. Because tests have save states to make them faster. And do things that humans would never be able to do. Like, if you go watch Trog's test after this run is over, like, the test he does of any percent is crazy. It's a completely different route to the one that live human runners use. And the light cycle is different on on English, so that's why I sometimes have to stop and wait. No, I almost had that. A+ gameplay right here, Kaplan. Hi, Brian. Have fun at work. Whoop. Actually, with the amount of times I'm failing window jump, I'm gonna do noob strats first time for the 2 moblin room in order to meet or do less than my estimate. That took way too long. Come on, get over here. Smash the pot, please. God, he's in a terrible spot. No, why did I throw that? Cool, now I have to go back up and grab another one. Or not. Actually, I don't need a stick to jump into that window if I fail that. Wow, that fell way far down. It's only like 20 seconds, so it doesn't matter. Level engine, my estimate is pretty high, so that way, just in case I fail a bunch of stuff, that it won't take forever. My actual PB is like 1 minute and 19 seconds. And yes, we're behind schedule because some previous runs took too long. This is the room where I'm gonna just do the noob strat in order to save time. So the strat you're supposed to roll once to this barrel, roll twice to this little pole right here, and then you're supposed to roll another 4 times over here to get around this. And if you start to get noticed, you could jump to the right there, but just to be safe, I just did that. Oh, no, not a minute and 19, an hour and 19 minutes. Did I say a minute and 19? My bad. I meant an hour and 19. A minute and 19, you would have to use some kind of cheat code to skip the intro and wrong warp to the credits. Because the intro itself is 4 minutes long. Which is why I'm so glad they made it skippable on HD. I also did the noob strat right there because it's safer. Plit is online right now, but the only reason he's online is because his computer needs to be on for TeamViewer, because he's got the best internet connection out of all of us as far as I know. You could probably ask Wipeout Jack if he could fix the schedule. And in case you hear me tapping my stick, it's actually faster to tap your stick back and like back and forth because you sidle faster. Because when you start sidling, Link's movement is like a short burst to speed, then slow, then burst to speed, then slow. So if you keep mashing it, you get that short burst without having to do the slowdown. And side hopping into the sword takes like 3 less seconds. Oh, and thanks, Nuclear Sheepdog. It's like Kia candy is so good. Since the next, like, minute or two is just cutscenes, I'm so glad I have a new chair which helps me focus on the run better. And while I was there, I also got a 3 1/4 pound bag of IKEA candy, because their candy is just too good. Because there's no artificial colors, no GMOs, no preservatives. Oh my god, it's a lot of sugar. Had a bubblegum flavored tape roll. Should have ate a cherry one instead. If any of you in chat have an IKEA in your country, you should really get some of their candy if it's available there. Come on, pick up the... I'm so glad all of those people have fast text you can mash through. Did I really just get stuck on a rock? And in case you're wondering why I'm taking out the sail and putting it back away again, is because when you first take the sail out, it's for the same reason that you mash the left stick when you sidle, is because you get a short burst of speed when you take out the sail that goes away after a little while. So if you keep putting it out and in again, you can spam that short boost of speed, which saves about 2 seconds per quadrant. In Din's Pearl, it doesn't really matter too much, the 2 seconds per quadrant, because you really only sail one quadrant, which is the quadrant that's between Windfall Island and Dragon Roost Island. But in other categories, like any percent, 100%, like all fairy rewards, and stuff like that, it matters much more because you sail a lot more in other categories. This is another thing where I'm glad they cleaned up stuff for Wind Waker HD, is the Wind Waker, like, using it. Because whenever you learn a new song, it demos the song twice on GameCube, but only once on HD. And also on GameCube, you have to wait until it hits them. Wow. Come on. So you have to wait until the thing hits the center for your first note, but as soon as you tilt the stick on HD, you immediately start playing notes. Which saves a lot of time in 100%. As well as the rolling mechanics, this too is another thing where they improved, because on SD, if you start to roll after you haven't been walking a little bit, you'll get what's called a dry roll, where you move almost nothing. Whereas on HD, your minimum roll speed is significantly higher, so tricks like this, where you hop on this rock and try to leap to get on that ledge, are much easier. And for some reason on SD, it's much easier to just roll off the rock instead of actually jumping up. Normally in my runs, I don't bother placing a bomb there, but for marathon safety, I do it. Good thing I don't have face cam, because nobody saw my candy almost fall to its death. Did I really just sidle there? I hate these stairs that go down to his room, because when you go back up, these are stairs that you can bonk on. Come on. This gummy snake is gross. For this cutscene, I don't walk away because Link's position is fixed anyway, so if you run away, he'll walk back to the same spot for the cutscene anyway. It's possible to just throw a bomb at one of these and jump slash over, but for the same reasons as doing the noob strats for all the other things, it's for safety. Please don't bonk. It's possible to get chest storage and climb the outside of the dungeon, but I didn't practice the strat, so I'm just gonna do the chest storage at the end to skip the boss key. Wait, what the? Why did I throw that? And I missed. This trick I'm gonna try right here is storage. Okay, I didn't get it. So, what storage is, if you pull out your Wind Waker while you're falling down from a ledge and you press B 3 frames before you end, then you'll enter a state that's called storage. And what that means is that whenever you interact with something that does text or cutscenes, you'll basically store it. Which means that you can do stuff like super swims or make your hitbox super tiny by opening a treasure chest. Which is what you'll see me do at the end of the dungeon. When you open a treasure chest when you have storage, like it makes your hitbox super small, so you can squish between little gaps in walls and stuff. And because this is the tunerless route, I have to go through this room. But if it was with a tuner, what you could do is do a zombie hover where you kill yourself. Press A once in order to get yourself off the ground, and then you mash B 13 times per second or more. And when you mash B 13 times or more per second during a zombie hover, it's like doing a bunch of jump attacks. So you'll just float in the air, and then the purpose of the tuner is to plug in a Game Boy Advance. Because if you plug in a Game Boy Advance, then you can get stuff like potions and bombs from Tingle. And you can use one of those potions while zombie hovering to heal yourself in midair, so that instead of dying when you land, you just do a jump attack and skip like half this dungeon. It's crazy. But that also requires quite a lot of mashing skill, which can take months or like weeks or even months to get down perfectly. Where's the fire stick? I'm not risking that cycle. Oh my god. And there's also another strat that saves like a second or two up there, where there's a thing where you have to cycle normally in casual play. Oh my god. Where you have to cycle normally in casual play. But if you grab the ledge to sidle, and then you side hop, and then jump slash, you can skip them out. You can skip the majority of the sidling you have to do on that. This pillar of fire looks pretty intimidating, but you can get really close to it, because it's not actually as big as the little drops that shoot out. So this is that ledge where these little bricks force you to sidle. Actually, no, not sidle. You have to grab the ledge. Just grab it and then do this. But if you use side hop and jump slash, you can jump far enough to the side to get over here. But for marathon safety, like all the other tricks, I'm not going to risk it. Because if you fall, you waste like 20 seconds getting back up. Did I really just try to crawl instead of grabbing the block? Oh my god, just stop. Please stop targeting the rat. How did that miss? Quality content right here. And that's another example of just picking up stuff with your sword. If you just thrust against that, I think it's the, yeah, Carter Rock. If you just do a thrust attack against it, it'll push it back far enough that your sword will just grab with a small key without having to walk up to it. So what you're supposed to do there is throw the stick to light that torch and side hop so you're closer to the door. But I was off by just a little bit. Feels bad, man. Oh my god, I really hope that joy pen... Yeah, good. What you're supposed to do is optimize that fight better so you kill all three at once. Then hop on the table and then jump on the ladder. But that can be kind of tricky to do sometimes. Also, these magtails are really annoying, so whenever I run this, I always kill them first. Because every time I try and jump on that platform with one of the water jugs, they always, I'm not even kidding, just push me off. A lot of top runners, they can, like, just barely make it past them, but I just kill it for safety. Also, when you roll as a bomb explodes the rock, it saves about like 2 seconds. If you get it, it's a nice time save. If not, it doesn't really matter much, unless you're like a top runner like Chaotic Ace or Gymnast 86. And there's another application for storage. Once you kill these bokoblins, you can try and get storage off of a ledge in order to skip the cutscene when the moblin drops in from the air. Damn it, too slow. You have to like maneuver the bokoblins so you kill them off on the left, because you skip this cutscene, which is about like 6-7 seconds long. And when you get storage from that cutscene, you can also use that same storage in order to skip some of Medley's text, which doesn't save that much time, but it's something. Also, trying to aim for this is really slow with sticks. On HD, you can use gyro controls. Oh my god. You can use gyro controls to aim significantly faster. Kinda sucks that no one thought of gyro controls in the GameCube era, because that would have been so nice to have gyro sensors inside of a GameCube controller. So this instance of storage that I'm about to do, wow, I'm close enough to that. It's chest storage, so I think I described it earlier. First, I'm gonna... Did he just clip through the floor? He's stuck in the floor. Okay. So that right there, if you have to press B twice to cancel it, and you hear the chest opening over and over and over, it makes your hitbox super small, so you can just go right through a wall. Okay, that's not how you're... It's not exactly how you're supposed to do it, but you're supposed to go through here. And then you can barely squeeze behind the boss door if I can get through it. Yep, like that. And then once you go through a cutscene, like the boss door, you get whatever was inside of the chest. So in that case, that was a yellow rupee, so it was just a 10 rupee chest. So my rupee count will go up by 10 The same thing happens if you save and reset. When you go back to the title screen, your save file will get whatever was in the chest, because the title screen is counted as a cutscene. Ow. Stop. Elucer, I'll let you know when time is coming up. And also, the lag is not very optimized, so when Gilma pushes the rock that has Valu's tail back up, you put your shield up because the falling fire creates a lot of lag. And strangely, even in HD, which they remade on the Wii U, they still did not optimize that lag. Even on the Wii U, it still lags, despite the fact that it's got like 20 times as much RAM as the GameCube. And they also sped up the cutscenes for when you swing your grappling hook by quite a bit on HD. Hi, Young King. Ow. Alright, the fight's over. Elucer, when I grab Din's Pearl, that's when it's gonna be time. Young King, nice. My stream is also on the Resort Fest International channel, so there's gonna be a larger chat over there if you want to type in that as well. You could do cadguard.tv/live/Realimboard668/Resort Fest International, so you can see them both if you're on desktop. Oh, on mobile? Yeah, then it's fine if you stay on mine, because on mobile it's gonna be hard to view it. Yep, it's coming up in like a few seconds. Once Link holds up Din's Pearl, that's when you end time. End time. It's coming up in like a few seconds. Once Link holds up Din's Pearl, that's when you end time. And time, it's coming up in like 1:15:28. That's actually a PB, because my PB is 119.28.